Yeah. Wow.
But my husband works remotely. He can. Well, he does.
Yeah,
He still, I mean, I don't have to work because of
that's
COVID.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually
Down in South Dakota.
condo house has $1,000 per month. How do you back that up? Exactly.
Good for you.
Delightful.
No, I mean, it's to the point where you're like, is the car going to be key when I get out?
Oh.
I turned 64, we had a anniversary. It was time.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
So this is that.
I forget to sign it.
Yep. Yep.
I don't like your job, Joe. You can do better than that. I think you need to tell me about it.
My board,
You don't need to be leaving worried about your.
I'm right in front of it.
Well, that only used to happen in negotiations. Now, right.
Pretty good. My read on it. The-
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We value public participation in our Hardyston School District. We realize that time is precious and that you all took time to come out here tonight and hear and see what is going on. I know that we have student recognition here tonight, and I want to recognize these wonderful students and want to ensure their protection by following our governor's and our CDC's mask mandates. After the opening of the meeting, we will, per the agenda, introduce and honor these young adults and describe their accomplishments. Then we will take a break, excuse those that want to leave, and go on to an executive session tonight to discuss a union matter. As we reopen our business meeting to the public, we will have two public comment sessions. The first will be on agenda items only. The second will be on any topic, agenda or not. I am asking everyone here to please follow the instructions on the comment sections. When coming up to speak at the microphone, please state your full name, street address, and there's a time limit, a 15-minute total time limit on any subject, which also limits each person to a 3-minute session. The board is here to listen to your concerns and take them under advisement at the respected committee meetings. Please do not expect any two-way conversation. Please address all comments to the table or the board president, myself. Do not to any other members of the audience. Remember, the public comment is a chance for the public to have their say and concerns heard. It's not a debate period. If the comments warrant a reply, the CSA or designated representative will contact that said person within a short time, usually 24 to 48 hours. So please, tonight, you're here, wear your masks, make everybody comfortable. At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Law 1975, entitled Open Public Meetings Act, Hardyston Township Board of Education posted a meeting notice setting forth time, date, and location of this meeting at the office of the Hardyston Township Board of Education and on the district's website, and mailed to the New Jersey Herald and to the office of the municipal clerk of Hardyston Township. The Hardyston Board of Education follows the guidance from the CDC and the health departments for correct usage of masks for proper coverage and social distancing wherever possible. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Donna Carey. Jen is absent. Nick Demsek.
Here.
Brian Drellick.
Here.
Myself, Ron Hoffman, present. Susan Lucarelli, absent. Catherine.
Here.
Michelle.
Present.
David.
Here.
Mr. Ryder and Mr. Renee are here. We do have a quorum. And going on to the workshop, updates to the agenda. Okay. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, that brings us to committee reports, curriculum. Donna?
Hi, we had our meeting on November 2nd at 4 p.m. We discussed CP1, which is a motion to approve listed travel events for Mrs. Plack, Mrs. Katza, and Mrs. Kemp. Mr. Ryder updated us with RTL data collection and tier support. Tiers of intervention for students in grade K to 8 in both math and language arts have been developed. We talked about October in-service schedule. Other topics were policy updates and overview of how policies will be approved. Mr. Ryder is developing staff survey and gave us an update on COVID testing. Staffing discussions about kindergarten class. And our next meeting will be the first Tuesday of December. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Donna. Finance, Dave?
We met last Thursday, November 4th. On our agenda this evening, we have our normal finance motions F1 through F4. F5 is authorizing the sale of unused equipment at public auction through GovDeals. F6 is approving a new shared service agreement to provide emergency nursing services to Hamburg on an as-needed basis. FO1 is approving gym use for rec basketball. FO2 is approves the comprehensive maintenance plan and M1 report, which is the yearly report requirement from the Department of Education. QSAC is scheduled for February. Submission to the county will be on our December agenda. Our auditor, Heidi, will also be presenting a report at our December meeting. The previous audit recommendations from last year have been resolved. There are no new recommendations for this year. Barrett Somgen responded to our request for the elementary school projects with their estimates totaling over $3 million. The Finance Committee's recommendation is to split the project into 3 smaller phases, starting with the elementary school water project, the most needed, going first, but also submitting the remaining projects to the state at the same time to save us the cost of repeated applications. Splitting the tasks allows us to complete these projects without going out to public question and not wholly deplete our capital reserves. The administration is working with Barrett to determine the appropriate phases and will provide an update. If any board members have any questions or feedback, we can discuss it under old business. Next meeting is December 2nd.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Personnel, Nick?
The personnel committee met on November 1st, discussed the motions that are listed as on the agenda presented by the CSA. In addition to that, we have policies that we are approving tonight. Policy POL 1 is a second reading that has to do with the road forward, as well as implications that we are doing a second reading there. The other one is that, just for the board and for the public, we're approving first reading of policies based off of, we have a contract with Strauss Esme. We're doing a first reading. I think there's 8 policies and 5 regulations. Most of these come from recommendations, all of them do, from our organized Strauss Esme agent. The one that provided an option is just for the board members is the bylaws, policies, regulations, right, Mike? Where we discussed the process of abolishing a policy. And the choice was either we can abolish it right away in one vote, or we have to do two, because normally there's a first reading and a second reading. So the committee chose to do just one, if the board as a whole decides as a quorum to abolish it. So that was the one. Everything else was just based off the recommendations of Strauss Esme. All of our policies are on the website now for the public. You can see that. As they get updated, they are on there. Just so point of order, we do have to have two readings to approve it. So we are approving a first reading tonight of those 8 policies and 5 regulations. And over the next couple months, we're dealing with Strauss Esme alerts. So there'll be a bunch of policies that we as a board are going to be updating. So there's going to be some reading on part of the members in order to do that. The only thing we ask is that all that information has been shared out with the board already. So you could look at those policies ahead of time, and we already have a calendar of when we are going to approve them. Other than that, for most of the conversation had to deal with all the policies that were up there. Our next meeting will be in December. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, Joint Educational Service Committee, there was no meeting, so therefore, no report, Dave. Thank you. Okay, Board President report. Again, good evening. It's been another hectic month since our last meeting. A TikTok challenge has hit and has been addressed. We have our 3D strategic meeting, the first in 3-part series, which went well. And in fact, our next meeting is coming up tomorrow. I'd like everyone to join us if possible. It's our second in 3 parts. This is a great way for our Hardyston parents and citizens to learn and share ideas for the direction of our school, board, and goals, and our endeavors. We also had a 3 full-day virtual workshop presented by the New Jersey School Board Association with a diverse array of topics and keynote speakers. The recorded seminars will be available to our board and staff for this month. Our members and staff have been busy holding other committee meetings, professional development training. The teachers have had their HCA convention. Our BA Rich has been working and meeting with architects and maintenance personnel on ongoing construction and the future for improvements of our school. Moreover, we were all concerned on the outcome of the election results, which are still being addressed, because whichever person wins will be bringing more changes to our lives. Hopefully, we can afford the cost of the changes. The Halloween and chests and goblins, they're out. The cost of a Halloween dinner seems to be a lot more expensive this year, more than it's been in past years. Too many increases out there, as well as other increases on our gas and oil. Anyway, thank you. And now we're going to go into student recognition.
My turn.
Huh?
My turn.
Oh, sorry about that. I did it again. It's written up small print here, CSA report. Sorry.
How dare you, Mr. President,
Well,
steal my thunder here? Just kidding, just kidding. CSA report. Just a few things. First of all, as Mr. Hoffman mentioned, our second strategic planning is tomorrow night. Please come out. Our first one was last month on October 20th. There were 31 participants. We reviewed the strengths and challenges of our district. And like I said, tomorrow night is our second session, so please come out. I want to give an update on vaccination and testing within our school district. All school staff have either been vaccinated or have been tested weekly. LabQ is the company that is doing all the testing, and it's being handled through our school nurses in a confidential manner. There are no complaints so far, and I'm being told that it is going extremely well. Next update is Stuff the Stocking. So Hardyston is participating in the annual Stuff the Stocking Season of Hope toy drive conducted by Project Self-Sufficiency. Please join us in collecting the most gifts for children and families who need help. It is a competitive thing between all the county schools to make it a fun, spirited contest between school districts, but obviously the real power behind our collecting is giving children who need a little bit more belief in the holiday magic, a little bit more positivity in their lives, to make them have a very special holiday. So please send gifts in. The flyer is on our weekend update that gives all the parameters of what we're looking for, and I hope we can all participate. Parent-teacher conferences. We had our first parent-teacher conference on November 2nd. Our second and third sessions will be held next week on November 17th and 18th. Both days are early dismissals. Please make an appointment through our parent portal or call the main office if you have any difficulty. Another topic, caring for our schools. Hardyston Middle School, along with many county schools and schools across the state, have seen its boys' bathrooms either be flooded, vandalized, or otherwise left in an unseemly manner this fall. A lot of this has come about through social media challenges and things like that. And for some reason, this has become kind of thing to do this fall, unfortunately. Please speak with your children about respecting and caring for your schools. We spend each day in a beautiful school, and it's the expectation, obviously, that it be kept that way. Last thing that I did not put on my CSA report that I want to briefly address is this morning we had the county superintendents, had a Zoom call with the State Department of Health Commissioner, along with the other superintendents in the county. And I took a couple screenshots of the presentation just to give everybody an update, because we don't typically get to see these numbers. So I just wanted to relay them to you. Hardyston Township has 59% of its 12 to 17-year-olds vaccinated, which is actually tops in the county, which they caught me by surprise that, Hardyston, for no particular reason, we are in tops in that category. The other categories are ages 18 to 29, 66% are vaccinated. 30 to 49-year-olds, 68% are vaccinated. Ages 50 to 64, 84% are vaccinated. 65 to 79, 96% are vaccinated. And those 80 and above, 100% are vaccinated. And the other screenshot I took is the population of 5 to 11-year-olds, children in our county. Now, this isn't the amount vaccinated. This is just the amount of children that are aged 5 to 11 that live in Hardyston. We have 469. I make no other comment than that, but now that vaccinations are opening, hopefully this is more of a chance to get back to normal, but of course that's parents' decision. And that's all I have. Thank you very much for listening. Now we go on to student recognition. Oh, want me to do it? All right. Well, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Maglia, our elementary school principal, and she's going to discuss the October Students of the Month for elementary and speak a little bit about Second Step, I believe. Mrs. Maglia.
All right. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome. So as Mr. Ryder said, I'm going to present the Students of the Month for the month of October for the elementary school. And before we begin, I'll just talk a little bit about Second Step. So this is a program that we are continuing to teach. We're actually in the third year of this program. It's a research-based program that teaches students the important life skills such as empathy, how to self-regulate emotions, and how to problem solve. And this year, we've incorporated Second Step into our Student of the Month recognition program. Actually, we're trying to incorporate it way outside of the classroom, almost throughout the students' entire day. All of our staff members are recognizing the children for demonstrating these qualities. So with the help of Mrs. Demsack And all of our teachers were really getting this going. So during the months of October and November, students are learning the skills for learning, and that means what it takes to be successful in school. So students must be able to regulate their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, and the skills required to do this are known as self-regulation skills. The Second Step program promotes the development of these skills for learning, such as focusing attention, listening, being assertive, and using self-talk. And in grades 3 and 4, it's all of those skills plus empathy. So these foundational skills for learning are woven into all the units that will follow, and they are the important groundwork for the program and for being successful all-around students. So that's how we're going to be recognizing the students for the year through Second Step. So I'll start by recognizing Brock Oren. So Brock's not here tonight, but we're going to talk about him anyway. And his teacher, Mrs. Newsom, is. So thanks, Mrs. Newsom. So Mrs. Newsom says about Brock that he is an amazing young man. The beginning of kindergarten is always a big transition, and there's many new rules and procedures that they have to get used to in the classroom. Brock is learning all about self-talk with our Second Step program. Recently, Brock was working independently in Daily 5, and a friend was trying to distract him from his work. He used self-talk to stay on task and not be distracted by his friend. And Brock's work was completed, and he was proud of himself for staying on task. And when Mrs. Newsom asked him how he was able to complete his work, he smiled and said, "Mrs. Newsom, I remembered to use self-talk and not get distracted. I said, focus, focus, do your work. I did it, and it worked." So way to go, Brock. So that's a great example of the self-talk that these children are learning. And Mrs. Newsom, I see you nodding. It's definitely helping the children. That's great news. All right, so we do have our student of the month for first grade, and that is Charlotte Herman. Charlotte, do you want to come stand with me? So this certificate says that Charlotte Herman has earned Student of the Month for demonstrating the second step traits of focusing and self-talk. All right, so Charlotte was recommended by her teacher, Mrs. Derby, and she is the perfect example of a great first grader. She is focused, always does her best work in class, and enjoys reading at home with her family. She is constantly witnessed by Mrs. Derby for using her second step skills throughout the day, as she's attentive, listens carefully, and uses self-talk to work through difficult problems. Charlotte is also exceptionally caring. She's always there for her peers in need and is a role model to all students through her kindness to others. Good job, Charlotte. Do you want to, here, do me a favor. Tell them how many books you read this summer.
70.
And what did you get to do when you read 70 books?
Get to dump ice cream toppings on you.
That's all right. Was it fun? Yeah. She's one of our biggest readers in first grade, too. Well, good job, Charlotte. All right. All right. In second grade, we have Daniel Padula, nominated by Miss Meyer. He's not able to be here tonight either, but I'll read about him. Daniel has applied the skills we've been learning about in Second Step. Most recently, we wrote our first narratives, and Daniel had great ideas, and he did a great job of getting them out. He knew that his work wasn't quite the way he wanted it, so he listened, paid attention during class, and then when he was starting his work, he was assertive, raised his hand, clearly explaining to me what was going on. He expressed that he was thinking and what he was thinking and feeling, and together we worked on adding details to his story to make it just the way he wanted. This is one example of how Daniel has shown his second step skills. He is always a good listener to his teachers and classmates and truly focuses at one thing at a time. So good job. So proud of you, Daniel. All right, we know we're on to third grade. So Rory, come on up. Rory Randarendi. So Rory gets this award for demonstrating the second step traits of using self-talk, being assertive, and empathetic. So 3. Good job. 3 in the third grade. Yeah, okay. So Rory was nominated by her teacher, Mrs. Healy. She's here tonight too. And Mrs. Healy said that Rory is an outstanding student and person. She is always prepared and ready to learn. While in school, Rory is also respectful and helpful. When she gets to school, she immediately prepares for the day by getting her supplies ready, and then she starts her morning routine. She's polite and respectful as well, always looking out for her classmates too, by helping them with whatever they need throughout the day. She's a model student, and Mrs. Healy is so proud of you for everything you've accomplished this year. There isn't anything Rory can't do with her hard work and perseverance. Thank you for being so outstanding. Good job. All right, and our last student of the month for the elementary school is fourth grade student Nima Hansen. Come on up, Nee. Oh, congratulations. So he is earning this award for demonstrating the second step trait of empathy. There you go. All right, so Nima, he was nominated by Miss Higgins, who's here tonight as well. Nee is continuously spreading kindness with the classroom. He will check in with other students when they are appearing upset. He will also ask them how they're feeling and how he can help. Nee is wonderful at reading students' body language, and he has a great sense of understanding when someone's not feeling their absolute best. Nee is so supportive to those around him, and he's always working to ensure that everyone is feeling their best. Good job, Nima. Good job. All right, and all these students will be recognized tomorrow on our morning announcements, and we'll be posting them to Instagram as well. So congratulations to all the boys and girls. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, on to the middle school now. So in the middle school, we also are doing second step, and this is our second year. We introduced it during the third marking period last year, and this year we're continuing it year long. And for fifth grade, we learned a lot about listening and paying attention and the positive traits associated with that. And then 6th through 8th, we talked lots about adopting a growth mindset, setting personal goals, creating plans to achieve those goals, and monitoring your progress toward achieving the goal. So these students that we're going to hear about tonight all demonstrate some of those characteristics. The first person that we have is not here tonight, and but we're going to celebrate her anyway. Her name is Sydney Cascone for 5th grade. Sydney Cascone is an active participant in class. She is focused and listens with attention during lessons and will always raise her hand if a question is asked. Sydney always does her best and looks to improve. Not to mention, she is always kind, motivated, and helps her peers when they have questions. She is the first person to say hello at the start of the class and the first one to say, "Have a good day" at the end of the class. Ms. Cindy Cascone. All right, for 6th grade, I know she's here because I saw her sneak in. Gia Gutierrez, she here? There she is. Gia has made an exceptional comeback since returning from remote and hybrid learning. In class, Gia follows directions and always stays on task. She's a great helper. Gia has identified 2 goals for herself this year and is working toward them on a daily basis. Gia is also continually kind to her classmates and helps them as a peer tutor when she can. She's a great role model for her peers. Gia demonstrates kindness, responsibility, and determination. Her teachers are excited to see what the rest of the school year brings for her. Ms. Gia Gutierrez, congratulations. For 7th grade, we have Alexi Weaver. Is she here tonight? Yay, come on up. All right. A major element of the educational experience is growth, the ability to adapt, welcome, and foster change. Since being a part of the Hardyston Middle School in 5th grade, Alexia has shown tremendous growth. Her performance now in 7th grade is something to admire. She is focused, dedicated, and is a problem solver. She checks in with her teachers, asks for clarifications, and is an active participant in her learning. The growth she has exhibited as a student should be commemorated and highlighted. Miss Alexi Weaver, congratulations. And I know 8th grader Derek Yanetta is here. Come on up, Derek. All right, 8th grader Derek Yanetta. Derek always works hard. He is respectful and he is kind to his peers. Derek stepped up this school year by accepting the role of editor-in-chief for the yearbook. No pressure, right? He constantly helps when needed with the yearbook club and in the classroom. Derek is also very polite, responsible, and conscientious. He really takes pride in his work and wants to do well. He doesn't let anything get in the way of that. Mr. Derek Yanetta. These students aren't here tonight. However, I added them to the list because they were featured in the What's Your Anti-Drug annual campaign that was featured in the newspaper. And we have some winners here representing Hardyston, and I wanted to shout out their names. So this is the What's Your Anti-Drug winners. We have Miss Paige Lonsky. We have Bianca Vasquez, Mason Harrison, Max Schmidt, Mello Acevedo, and Sierra Nicole O'Rourke, all winners from Hardyston. Congratulations. And we also had, in grades K to 3, a winner of What Makes You Happy winners. And our sole winner from the elementary school is Miss Emma Debris. Congratulations, Emma. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Mike. At this time, I would like to open up public comment, but please limit it to agenda items only. And anyone? Anyone? Oh, okay.
Hi, Mike Kubrin. I'd like to request more than 3 minutes because I was kicked out of a meeting, a virtual meeting, 2 meetings ago by
Excuse
Mike
me.
Ryder.
Is this on the agenda item?
It's on,
This is for agenda items only. The second public comment would be for any topic,
okay.
but this is.
So I'm still going to request the 9 minutes. I'm going to need 3 minutes to discuss why I got kicked out of the last meeting. I'm going to need 3 minutes to talk about what I wanted to talk about last meeting. And then I'll need 3 minutes to discuss the agenda.
Well,
So,
I have to go by 3 minutes per speaker,
right,
and we'll take a vote of the board because that's the only other option I have. If the majority of the board says,
well, maybe we could discuss why I was
Okay.
silenced in the first meeting.
at this particular point, sorry, this is not on.
Well, I don't know,
Agenda
where would I discuss that?
After,
This is the group who I was talking with where I got kicked out of the meeting. So I would have to come here to discuss it with you.
At this particular point, this is for public comment only
I'm-
on
I'm-
agenda
I'm
items.
commenting publicly right now.
On agenda items.
Right.
If it's on an agenda item, that's on a current agenda item,
Okay.
you could speak right
But I think we're going to have to backtrack because of the last meeting. Mike, you said you're a rule follower. You said you were a rule follower,
Mr.
but
Kubrin,
you
this
broke the
is
rule
about-
of the
this is
Constitution,
about-
not
this is
allowing
about
me to speak.
agenda- This is about agenda items.
Okay.
If you have an agenda item that you want to
Well,
speak
for
about,
you, it's about agenda items. For me, it's
then-
about
then you'll have to wait. for the
my
second-
constitutional right to
then you will
speak
have
at
to
a
wait,
meeting.
And you will have that right at the second public
Okay.
comments. Thank you.
All right, and I would like more time than 3 minutes.
if the board approves. Yeah, we'll discuss it.
Sounds good.
Okay. At this time, we're going to be going into executive session. And if anyone would like to leave, feel free. And thank you all for coming. No, no.
Yeah, definitely. need a
Oh,
motion.
sorry about that. Okay, I make a motion to go in executive.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you. It's gotta be, yeah. Yeah,
We'll be about 20 minutes.
about 20 minutes? Yeah. Oh, that's hers. Livestream.